Hello, welcome back, and in this video we'll be reviewing the easy to build Primaris Redemptor Dreadnought. Before we begin though, if you'd like to see more videos like this one, please hit the subscribe button and destroy the bell button down there so you never miss an upload. Hello and welcome back. So in our review of the Primaris Redemptor Dreadnought, we'll be having a look at the model completed and painted, well, completed as best as I usually do. So we'll have a look at the box first. So as you can see on here, it says here easy to build, and it isn't lying at all. Even I believe a complete beginner, this would be a perfect dreadnought for a complete beginner. Now obviously there's going to be people who are below the threshold of doing it, right? But this is going to be on the lower end of the threshold for skill level, for building at least. Painting wise, it's going to be pretty easy-ish as well. Now there's tricks and tips and stuff you can do to help with that, but principally this is genuinely an easy model to build. Yes, so as you can see by it saying easy to build, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, because there's 2 parts there, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So there's like 11 to 12 pieces tops. Good golly gosh, can't clear my throat. It's an easy to build, you can push fit it, so yes you can. Yes you can. My advice is use plastic glue. Just for the principle of it. Now obviously, I'll go over it in a minute, but there's certain parts you probably don't want to glue for a couple of other reasons. So further on the box it says, what you get in here is rules, assembly guide, painting reference, and then it says explore and discover more. Manufacturing UK, blah, 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 all the rest of it. Various languages, I'm guessing it's warnings. Yep, it says warnings on the side. There is just a picture of the Primaris Dreadnought and some more pictures of the bits so you can see for reference of painting. So again, another little tiny detail, but kind of cool. So what we'll do is we'll have a look at, I think it's the transfers, isn't it? Well, it didn't actually say that, but yeah, there is transfers in here. We'll have a look at them first because they're the most boring bit. Pretty much standard Ultramarines vehicle transfer sheet. Pretty standard as far as I'm aware. Identification numbers. Obviously, you won't be using a component code. Campaign badges. Yep. So there's a couple of different ones. I think that's just a smudge. Yes, it is. It's not an actual pattern. But there's company numbers as well, which is good. Yeah, pretty standard. I don't really need to go over that. But you did, Nick. I know. Next, we're going to have a look at the assembly guide. So the assembly guide, here we are. Here's the book. Beautiful picture, which is identical to the one on there, except maybe maybe it's been cropped slightly different. On the back, it's got various different languages and tells you about the other easy to build kits, which I have built this one and this one, which are easy to build kits, but I haven't built the aggressors because I don't own them yet. It also says about the First Strike, which again is a pretty good move from the Primaris Dreadnought. If the Primaris Dreadnought is the first thing you've picked up, this will probably be better than Ease 2, because these are £20 in their entirety. This is £25, but you'll also get rules, dice, a tape measure. You'll also get, well, tape measure, 6-inch ruler. So don't over expect that. And you also will get hold of some other models, but you don't really need them. You could sell them, but basically it's a good deal. There's also the No Fear, which I picked up, which will be featuring later. I didn't get to start collecting because I already knew pretty much everything about the 40k. But again, it's a really good for new beginners. New beginners. We get old beginners? I don't know. So here we have various languages. Before you assemble the miniature, blah, 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 blah. Read through, plastic cutters. You don't need to glue, etc., etc. There's 2 parts there. There's a 3rd part there. So 1, 2, 3. That's the gun. 4, 5. In fact, Nicholas, they are numbered. So that's number 8. So whatever the highest number is, that's how many pieces we've got. 10 is currently our highest, I think. 10 pieces, 12 pieces, including the feet. There you go. So there's 12 pieces. So as you can see, once you've got that gun, there's 3 pieces for the gun, 2 main pieces for the body, and then you've got 2 main pieces for this arm, push them together, push them. So again, what I would say is do not glue these arms on. So obviously glue the arms together and the gun together, and glue the legs together and the feet in position. Don't glue the body on the feet, and don't glue the arms on the body. Obviously glue that on, and then you'll have effectively this. So we will have a look at the model in a moment. We'll see if there's anything else in here. And in fact, yes, there is. I should have known. And this is basically telling you a quick paint guide of how you can build it, paint it. Now, I didn't follow this exactly until the letter, and I'll tell you about that in a moment. Transfer sheet, we've gone over that. I probably didn't need to review that separately. And here is the play rules. I don't know if this is the same as in the codex currently. So the eagle-eyed amongst you might spot something. Now, the good thing about this is, even though it'd be nice to have all the rules, it has the rules for what this model has. So there's no confusion, again, for a beginner. There's an elite choice. You'll see all the stats are there. So it's pretty good as a model. I might have to do a separate rules review of this in its entirety. Let's have a look. So basically you've got the heavy onslaught Gatling cannon, which is 30-inch range, heavy 12, strength 5, -1 AP and 1 damage to the initiated amongst you. It's like having 4 heavy bolters, which is pretty decent. So you also get the heavy flamer, D6, strength 5, -1 AP, 1 damage. The lowest strength weapon you've got is the Fragstorm grenade launchers, which you have 2 of. Let me just make sure. Yep, 2 of. So you're going to have D12, strength 4. The rest are going to be strength 5. And then the Redemptor Fist, which is pretty amazing. Strength 7, which is times 2. No -1 either, which is good. So it's going to be strength 14, -3 AP, and D6 damage for each one it does. And this explodes. There's no exceptional extra rules, but it is pretty decent. Power level of 10, so pretty much the same as a Lehman Russ, but it's pretty good. And then we've got the multiple languages, which I'm not going to read here because I don't think you need it. And again, is that Japanese or Chinese? I do not know, and please don't hit me. Right, we'll have a look at the actual model now. So here we have the Primaris Redemptor Dreadnought, which I just finished basing about 5 minutes before this video. So if there's any bits of grass falling off, please forgive me. So as you can see, it's got a lot of detail in it. It's pretty decent. And also, before you make comments, I probably will spot some things that I haven't finished or done quite right. But it's a pretty big model. What I'll have to do in a moment is pause it and bring up a model for size comparison. I'll probably do that at the end. That's probably for the best. So as you can see on here, these are your 2 Fragstorm grenade launchers, your heavy onslaught Gatling cannon, your flamer on the underslung. This is why I said don't glue it. Not that I've glued it, it's just that it's easy to move. There's the underslung flamer, which they've done upside down, which is kind of cool, because I don't see why you'd have a flamer the normal way. Who knows? So yeah, so that's the flamer, and the Redemptor Fist, which is strength 14. Pretty brutal. And the heavy onslaught Gatling cannon. And again, you can move it. I believe on the non-easy to build one, you can move it up and out. But again, for me, right, okay, I won't stutter on this. Basically, this is a cheap model, okay? Compared to the other one, it's cheap. So this is 25 English pounds normally. You can get it cheaper. I believe I got mine from the boys' shop near my house, and it was $22.50. I've seen them on eBay for $22.50. So again, you can get them as accordingly as you will. So what I did for the paint scheme is I used ultramarine blue on the panels, and I used a high brush of Cronus Blue. I think it might be the one that's in here, so we'll have a quick Skagaroony. Nope, it isn't on there. So anyway, I used a lighter blue effectively for a dry brush. I did the edges and that kind of thing that way. And all the gold on here I did, and all the gold and bronze I did with a Sharpie. So actually you can see there, I do need to neaten that up. But again, it's from this distance, you can't tell. So it's pretty decent. I can just go around and finish it up. So all the brass or bronzy colour was done with a Sharpie, which made it don't go real fast. And the gold on the skull was the Sharpie as well. Just some little details to make it stand out a little bit more. Maybe that is the term. But as you can see on here, so the other reason I would say of not gluing the bits on, not just for posability, because, you know, they're not meant to be like really moving models, but you can store this a bit easier than you could if you had it all in one place. Now, obviously, yes, you can lose parts, but it's not entirely foolproof, especially when you've got a fool like I don't think you can put the arms on the other end. I don't want to break it to try that, so I'll just get that in here, put that one back on, put this one back on. There we go. So I think what I'll do now is I'll stop the video and I will get another Primaris model to show you a size comparison of how big it is. Yeah, so I've gone away and I've got myself one of my intercessors that I've been doing recently. And obviously here is the Primaris Dreadnought. Before I begin though, so the easy to build kit is £25 English, and the non-easy to build is £40. So there's £15 more. It does give you a lot more choice. So there's an extra bit you can pop on here. You can swap this out for a plasma thingamadoodle, and this guy can also have the normal onslaught Gatling cannon, so the heavy onslaught Gatling cannon. So you do have a lot more choice. However, I would say if you're going up against hordes, that kind of thing, this is a pretty decent loadout. You can spit out a lot of DACA, as they call it, and it's still a decent looking model. And obviously with a fist, it can punch some big hitters. Like I say, for the extra £15, you do get a lot more choice. But probably for the minute, I'll just be getting hold of this one. And it is a decent kit, to be honest. People might disagree. Comments down below. Let people know. I will do a bit more. I'll pick this up so you can see. He's just about up to his kneecap, basically. If you stood him on a base, if he wasn't on a base, he'd probably be somewhere in the region. Let's move you around. Move you around. Put your arm up like you're going to smack him on the head or something. So we'll pop him here. Yeah, he's probably just above his knee. So it is a pretty big model, size comparison wise. So, yeah, so as last bit of the review, for no, £15, that's stupid. For £25, you get a full model, which you technically don't have to glue. I mean, I would, but you don't have to, and you've got the rules to play with it immediately off the bat. You could keep it blue, the colour that it was on the sprue, and maybe just do some of the silver bits, maybe with a Sharpie if you wanted to. But best results, plastic glue and paint it up as well. However, £25, it's a good kit and it's definitely great for beginners. I should also make a disclaimer that I do not work for Games Workshop. They do not send me any money. They do not send me any models or anything like that. So this is genuinely unbiased. Unlike a lot of the other people who do receive models, you kind of have to take it with a pinch of salt. What they say, I'm not slating them at all. There is a bit of jealousy involved in this. However, if someone's receiving something, we'll call it possibly a bribe, are they going to repeat the behaviour to get more of that? Yes, they probably would. Would I do it? Yes, I would. But I will also tell you that in the videos, but that's not going to happen because some of the practice I do. Anyway, I'm going off on a massive tangent. The review of this kit is, I'll have it, £25 or £22.50. You can actually get it slightly cheaper. I won't mention the websites, but we all know them. So yeah, groovy. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. It'd be lovely to hear from you. And as ever, see you next time.